What it do, family and friends? Welcome back to the Church of Black Power. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with notification bell so you can be notified whenever videos like this drop. Please make sure you hitting that like and share button so we can beat up the algorithm. Make sure we get this message out to the ears that need to hear. And if you have not done so yet, please hit that link in the description and go and put your signature on the petition for reparations. With that being said, family, over the weekend, the BET Awards had their annual ceremony. Now, I haven't watched BET in I don't know how long. I've stopped watching it somewhere around the years where Bob sold it. It was probably a couple of years after that where I think the woman's name was Sheila Lee or something like that. Anyway, when she came in, and I saw the direction that it was going. Well, it was already going that way with Bob there too. I just got fed up at that time. I stopped watching it. I haven't watched the BET Award show in I don't know how long. I haven't watched anything on BET because BET is a very detrimental part of the destruction of the black community. And I will wholeheartedly die on that hill. But also, one of the things that really hit me in the head and grind my gear was the fact that BET was not owned by anyone black after Bob. And even with Bob was only a partial owner of that company. And when he sold his stuff, he only sold his shares. So he was already working with certain folks when he started the company. So my thing is this, with all the stuff that's been put on BET, the way that they depict our people, a sane person would just have to say no. I won't be watching this. I won't be supporting it. I won't be giving it any of my attention. I won't be giving it any of my attention. However, I'm not everyone else, and everyone is not me, which I don't judge. If that's what you want to do in your pastime, that's on you. It's not something for me. Now, I want to show you guys the once owner of BET and the person who owns it today. So this man was the owner up until 2020. Samir Redstone, he was the owner of BET up until 2020. Before he passed away. And when he passed away, he left his company, National Amusements, to his daughter, Sherry Redstone. Sherry Redstone. And this has been the person who was running BET since the early 2015, somewhere around 2016, when her father conditions start deteriorating and all this other stuff. But anyway, she's been running the company for a while now. So whenever I see black entertainment television pushing narratives and stereotypes, and you look behind the scenes and see the owner of the company to be someone who isn't of the black community, who's actually of the top hat community, then there's an issue there for me. There's an issue there for me. And we had situations where, if you guys remember, Tyler Perry and Byron Allen wanted to purchase BET, and they were declined. They made the highest bids, and both of them were declined. Because as much as people want to go around promoting that we have our own TV network, we don't. And they don't want us to have our own TV network, because that would be too much power. You would be able to control the propaganda that you put out on your network. And they don't want that. So they pulled the deal. When these two put in the winning bid or whatever, they pulled the deal off the table, say, you know what, we're not going to be selling it anymore. We're not going to be selling it anymore. However, after the BET Awards, they announced what? That they're going to be renewing talks to sell BET assets. And this is why I say you don't give your attention to anything that doesn't represent you. Because now, with the so-called success of the BET Awards 2024, they're seeing it as a vehicle to where people can now sell to you. Use propaganda on you to take what they've built and use it as a weapon against you. And let's see if they even allow Tyler Perry and Byron Allen to make another bid. And if they do, will they allow them to buy it? Or will they put it back on the back burner once again? Or will they be selling it to the Democratic Party to use for their propaganda, since the black voting base is their base, or supposed to be their base? But time and time again, they show you that no, they're not really for us. They're not really for us, nor are they for our interest. But if they can control what you're watching and what you're seeing, little by little, they can put more and more propaganda into your mindset without even having to come and campaign to you. That's how they convinced the world that Trump was just this big old boogeyman. Now, he was bad, don't get me wrong, but he wasn't no damn boogeyman. We've seen worse under Biden due to the influx of all these illegal immigrants, due to Biden giving resources to everyone else and depriving us. I would say he's just as bad as Trump with policies that directly affect the black community in a negative manner. But they're using these things and they're using these people. And this is why in the new black media, we stress the fact that celebrities are just that. They're celebrities. They're bought and paid for. No matter how much you feel you connect with these people, they do not connect with you. They will sell you out in a heartbeat. All they need is a check. So while we're running around here telling these people to cut the check, as long as those folks cut the check to them, they don't have a problem selling out the black community whatsoever. They do not have a problem selling out the black community whatsoever. So while everybody was online talking about Taraji, yeah, we're going there, and her inability to be paid what she's owed, when everybody's caping for her, putting on that cape, talking about, yeah, you know, she deserves it, black women needs to be paid more, all that nonsense, she had no problem taking them checks from not just BET to host the show and do it in a buffoonish way. Granted, I did not see the full show, but I'm going to show you what I mean. I didn't see the show at all. Somebody sent me clips, and I'm going to use these clips. However, I'm going to show you what I mean by in a buffoonish way. Tap dancing way. But they can give her a check, and the Democratic Party can give her a check. I don't even think they gave her a check. I think they gave it to, you know, the people at BET, and BET incorporated that as an ad and didn't pay Taraji anything extra. That's my guess. Well, maybe they did. I don't know. But the point is, she could take that check, right? And then turn her back on what's important, like reparations and the transformative black agenda, a hate crime bill. No. That's not what they're going to be talking about. But before we get to what they're actually going to be talking about, let's check out what I was told was the first cringe moment of the night.
Warning. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Forget about everything prior. BET 24 gonna be fire. It's about us. It's about us. It's about us.
Yes, family. That was the buffoonery I'm talking about. So they take our anthem that we literally put on a pedestal as the Black American anthem. The foundational Black American anthem. And they switch up the words and use it in a way where a lot of people probably didn't pick up on it, but I'm going to tie two and two together. They use it in a way to confuse the masses of the people that was there and who was watching at home. By saying, this about us, this about us, this about us. How is this about us if literally the people who run it ain't us? The people who own it ain't us. So how is this about us? How? And it's sad. Got the homegirl Stormy DeBarge up there dancing and everything else. She's just there to get her money. I get it, but damn it, this is a problem. This is a problem, ladies and gentlemen. This has nothing to do with us. But yet, they damn sure took our song and used it in order to pull people in to make them think, oh, this is a black affair. No, it isn't. Just because you see a sea of black people does not mean they're a sea of us. Many of them are not like us.
Hey, what now? Hey, this about us. This about us. This about us. Whop, 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 whop. This about us. This about us. This about us.
This is so cringe it hurts. She even threw in the wop, 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 wop. Like, who are you beating on? Us? Because you're literally using our stuff against us in order to promote a group of people that literally aren't for us. They're literally not for us. I just can't. And this is the nonsense that they're selling to you. This is the nonsense that they're selling to you. Why are they selling this nonsense? Because they roping you in to think that you have representation. They're pulling you in to make you think that you have representation within BET in itself, when you have nothing of the sort. When you have nothing of the sort. So what ends up happening is, then you come along and get this.
Oh, hello, Madam Vice President. I thought maybe you blocked my number. I mean, you can call Queen Latifah when she hosts her show. You didn't call me. I had to call you. Is it because I don't have Queen in front of my name? No, Taraji. Now, you know I wouldn't do that. Especially not to a fellow bison. The real HU? You know.
Oh, Jesus Christ, family. Why is it every single time they get this woman out, they got to throw out her boule achievement of joining HU? Oh, and she went to an HBCU. She went to an HBCU and got out of that HBCU and immediately started locking up black folk. I'm sorry. You thought we forgot? Locking up black mothers because their children couldn't make it to school. Actually locked up a black mother because her daughter was sick in the hospital. They used to call her Kamala Harris. You think we forgot? You think we forgot about this here?
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people? No. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people? No. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people? No.
Y'all thought we forgot? No. We didn't forget. But go ahead. Let's cringe through this together.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people? No.
I just wanted to make sure I played that one more time. Let's continue.
So what's on your mind? Oh, Madam VP Harris, I'm worried about the election. Women's reproductive rights are on the line. Our Supreme Court is on the line. Our basic freedoms are being tested, Madam VP.
You see what happens when you have these actors? They're given scripts and they're told to go act. They're given scripts and they're told to go act. Because that's their job, to act. To act. And they get paid very well to do so. Even if they don't get paid as much as the napkin actors. So they get a check that's big enough from somewhere like the DNC or BET, and they're willing to go and sell out their own people and act any way they need them to act. And they bring you the DNC propaganda. And they read straight from the script, knowing Black Americans don't care about nothing that she named off. Nothing that she named off. But let's continue.
I know you've been traveling cross country. What are you hearing?
Yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets, and let me tell
So here she go with that sister girl routine again. Yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets. Woman, this is how much respect they have for you. We give them a clear agenda and they go and do some get your booty to the polls nonsense. No voting, no bucking. And yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets. This is how much they don't respect our community. They bring our children to the White House to play Sexy Red and Meg Thee Stallion and City Girls, while they're bringing napkin children, Asian children, and everybody else's children up to the White House to talk about economics, jobs, grants that they can provide. No. But for our children, it's get your booty to the pole. For our children, it's Meg Thee Stallion, Cardi B, Glorilla, and all this other nonsensical BS.
Yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets, and let me tell you, you're right, Taraji. There is so much at stake in this moment.
Notice how she said, I'm out here in these streets, but she's never said what she's doing out there in those streets. And whose streets are you out there in? It's definitely not our streets. Because if you were out in our streets, you would get told about yourself. You literally will get told about yourself. So whose streets are you out in?
The majority of us believe in freedom and equality. But these extremists, as they say, they're not like us.
You see what I'm saying? Are you seeing how it tied together that they literally took the song They're Not Like Us, made it into some nonsense about it being about us, and then they go off later on and they broadcast this to everybody there? Kamala Harris is not like us. Her mother is Brahmin Indian, her father is Black Jamaican and Irish Jamaican, which means she's only a quarter Black if she is Black, if we want to call it that, the one drop rule for some damn reason. But she is literally not like us. Quite literally. But yet, everybody want to take our song and try to flip it on us. You are the they in which we speak of. They not like us. The mother lovers in Hollywood who promote your nonsense, they're not like us. All your little bootlicks that you pay online, your influencers and things like that in order to speak good about your party when it's done nothing for our community, they're not like us. All the tethers that you send out to speak well about you guys because they don't want to get deported, they're not like us. See, this has got to be stated, and it got to be stated simple and plain. None of you are like us. Even if you're from the lineage and you out in Hollywood, if you're promoting this type of nonsense, you're not like us either. If you can't speak up for reparations, and if you can't speak up about your belief in us getting reparations and a transformative black agenda, a hate crime bill for black Americans, then you're not like us either. Because our integrity won't allow us to do such things. Our integrity won't allow us to do such things. Yours will. Yours will allow you to sell out your people. Yours will allow you to take a check and go out there and promote a group of people that has literally been against your community for the past 4 years that they were in office, just like Trump. But they put funding and more resources behind trying to displace black Americans. They're not like us. Let's continue.
They not.
There's a full-on attack on our fundamental freedoms. The freedom to vote.
Yep.
The freedom to love who you love. The freedom to be safe from gun violence. The freedom for a woman to make decisions about her own body, not having her government tell her what to do.
They out here trying to take away Pride, Plan B, and Planned Parenthood, but protecting pistols. If you ask me, they pushing the wrong peas.
Family. So it's about LGBTQ rights, voters' rights, and abortion rights. Once again, using black faces to push other agendas that has nothing to do with us. They pushing the wrong peas. Notice how they taking the hip hop lingo and throwing it into the script. They pushing the wrong P. They not like us. I'm out here in these streets. You see, playing with the person's intelligence isn't really behooving of a party that wants those same people's votes. Especially when we done seen what you've been doing over the past 4 years, and you want to talk about fundamental freedoms when black Americans are literally looking at people coming into this country given freedoms that we never received. Given funding, housing, they're giving protections. These folks are attacking police, and they can't even go to jail. They're catch and release. All while not being deported. They're assaying people, unaliving people, robbing people, committing burglaries. I did a broadcast about the illegal weed farms with the Asians, the illegal Asians that's coming in, the so-called model minorities. All these folks are getting away with all these things, and we can't even get a national hate crime bill. And we gave you the office of the presidency, the House, and the Senate. The same thing we gave to Obama. But you want to talk to me about fundamental freedoms of someone else. We have voters' rights. Black Americans can go to the polls tomorrow with an ID. Who doesn't have voters' rights? That's right, illegals. But yet, the DNC has been pushing for illegals to get voters' rights as well. Sounds like to me, you're trying to make sure our votes don't matter anymore. Which is what? A violation of our fundamental freedoms. But you want to talk about the fundamental freedoms of everyone else's being under attack. Okay. Good luck with that.
They want to turn back the clock on our hard-fought progress.
Now I know why the cage bird sings.
Yeah, family. Everything you're thinking right now is exactly what I'm feeling. Every bit of the passion that you feel right now, I feel the same way.
Well, what can we do? We will do what we have always done. Fight for our freedoms. But here's the thing. We cannot fight alone. We need to get our families, our friends, co-workers, cousins, play cousins, aunties, and uncles. Get all of them to register to vote.
I'm texting everybody I know right now.
Get everybody that we know to vote. For what? If we're not receiving anything, you took 2 minutes and 15 seconds this clip is. You took 2 minutes and 15 seconds to say absolutely nothing and then tell us to go and vote. You didn't talk about any policies that you're looking to bring to us. You ain't talking about any type of funding that you're looking to bring to us. You ain't talking about anything that benefits the black community, but yet you're on BET, which is a so-called black television station, talking about get everybody you know to go vote for pride, for abortion rights, for voters' rights. You can't make this up. You cannot make this up. Let's continue.
To go to vote.gov to make sure they're registered.
That's why I've been so busy trying to make sure everyone is registered to vote and that they head to the ballot box on November 5th.
Does this even sound like a real conversation to you guys? They tried to pattern this around a real conversation so it looked like they're talking during the BET Awards or whatever. And it's nonsense. It's staged point by point. And you can tell it's staged point by point. The acting on both sides is atrocious. The acting on both sides is atrocious. But this is what they want to give you. False narratives of black ownership and propaganda from DNCs. from the DNC.
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show them, right?
Or sometimes you gotta pop yourself on that couch and wait until these suckers lose over and over again till they realize what our voting power actually is worth. I'm just saying, that's the best way to pop out and show niggas. We pop out and show the DNC that, we ain't supporting you, sir, madam, or whatever the hell you want to call yourself today. For you guys have not supported us in any manner, and we've been your biggest supporters, and everybody that you've been capping for, everybody that you've been going around pandering to, they're not for you and they're not your base. So guess what? They're not voting for you. And guess what? Neither are we.
Well, I see you, Madam VP.
All right, Taraji, look, I'm gonna let you get back to the show. I'll see you later.
And we see you, Taraji. We see you too, Taraji. We see you right here talking about how you ain't get paid enough. We see you too, Taraji. How you're struggling. We see you too. Because we was speaking about the same type of matters, and that's why when we say reparations across the board, we're speaking about reparations across the board. But people such as yourself can just take a check and be gone. You're so willing to flip for a check. So willing to pull the nonsense that you pulled. Here we go.
Fire, BD 24 gonna be fire. Yeah, right about now. Hey, this about us. This about us. This about us. Wop, 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 wop. This about us. This about us. This about us. Hey.
I can say with a clear and level head that it has nothing to do with us. You know who it got to do with? Go get those illegals to vote for you. Go get the Palestinians to vote for you. Go get the Israel's, excuse me, because they're not Israelites. Go get the Top Hat community, the so-called Jews, to come and vote for you. Go get the Afghanis to come and vote for you. Go get the Asians to vote for you. Go get the Native Americans to vote for you, because you've done something for all of them. So it is not about us. It's about them. It's about them. It's about them. Wop, 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 wop. It's about them. Lastly, before we get up out of here, family, this didn't go off the way they thought it was gonna go off. This is being called out all over the web as one of the most cringiest things to happen this year. Maybe even this decade. And people outside of the country can even see the weird gameplay that y'all trying to make. This is from Sky News, Australia.
Didn't even stop her from then releasing this completely cringe video, once again trying to appeal to women on the basis of, we're protecting your reproduction rights, Trump's gonna take them away.
So what's on your mind?
Oh, Madam VP Harris, I'm worried about the election. Women's reproductive rights are on the line. Our Supreme Court is on the line. Our basic freedoms are being tested, Madam VP. I know you've been traveling across the country. What are you hearing?
Yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets. And let me tell you, you're right, Taraji. There is so much at stake in this moment. The majority of us believe in freedom and equality. But these extremists, as they say, they not like us.
They not.
There's a full-on attack on our fundamental freedoms.
A full-on attack on our fundamental freedoms. Don't you just love it? The more they refer to anyone who believes differently to them as extremists, I'm like, this is wearing so thin so fast. Nobody believes you anymore.
Yeah, girl, I've been out on these streets and imagine running an administration so bad, failing so epically that your greatest hope for re-election is to boast that you'll be more effective in killing the unborn than your opponents.
Yes.
Well,
Back in March,
they don't
Kamala
like
Harris proudly announced a historic tour of abortion clinics throughout America, boasting that she was the first sitting president or vice president to actually visit an abortion clinic. And
For
this was her
shame.
big pitch to voters. There's almost 1 million unborn children aborted every year in the United States. And the best that the Biden administration can do coming up to this election is say, we'll make sure that continues. That's how epically bad they are. It's just a disgrace.
And Trump's more the one for freedom, being like, hey, I'm actually leaving it up to the states. So on a
correct.
state-by-state basis, which also means that if someone wants to access the ability to kill their baby, like you very accurately say, Mac, just cross the state border. There's a lot of states to choose from. You can just take yourself where it's fine and they'll book you right in. So they're the ones who are basically talking about a nationwide, it's a free-for-all, whereas he's like, hey, let's let the more conservative states say nay, make up their own rules with regard to this, with the more liberal states being like, hey, it's a free-for-all, as there are states in the US that say right up until the day of birth.
And here's another way to look at it. When she's saying this about us, this about us, this about us, another way to look at it is those words are coming directly out of the mouth of the top hat Karen. This is her word saying this about us, this about us, this about us. And then you turn around and you get this BET nonsense with Kamala Harris. This about us. This about us. This about us. Yeah, it's not about us at all. It's about them. It's about all of them. And it's about trying to get us back into the vote blue no matter who stoop. Back onto a plantation that we freed ourselves from. So don't be fooled, family. Stop giving your attention to these organizations and these companies that literally do not hold any type of positive light for you. If every time you turn around there's something decrepit about us being posted by a company that isn't even owned by us, then there's a problem there somewhere. And with that being said, family and friends, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you can be notified whenever videos like this drop. Please make sure you hitting the like and share button so we can beat up the algorithm. Make sure we get this message out to the ears that need to hear. And if you have not done so yet, hit that link in the description and take your signature and put it on the petition for reparations. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought about this whole situation. Not just the BET Awards, but the whole fact of the Taraji taking the song, using it for propaganda, and then leading into more propaganda. Let me know what you think. I really want to know, because this is ridiculous. And it makes no sense. But with that being said, family and friends, the doors of the church are now closed. Peace, family.
They not like us. 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 Once upon a time, all of us was in chains. Homie still double down, calling us some slaves. Atlanta was the mecca, building railroads and trains. Bear with me for a second, let me put y'all on game. The settlers was using town folk to make them richer. Fast forward 2024, you got the same agenda. You run to Atlanta when you need a check balance. Let me break it down for you, this the real nigga challenge. You caught Future when you didn't see the club. Hey, what? Little baby help you get your lingo up. What? 21 get your first street cred. Thug make you feel like you a slime in your head. Hey, what? Quavo said you can be from Northside. What? 2 Chainz say you good, but he lied. You run to Atlanta when you need a few dollars. No, you not a colleague, you a fucking colonizer. The family matter and the truth of the matter. It was God's plan to show y'all the liar.